Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Harry Muppet. Welcome back to another Starcraft 2 Daily Masters cast. We've already got some craziness happening over here, so let's start checking that out. We've completely walled off the ramp here. We do have a cannon on the backside. Actually, I'm starting to remember exactly why these bricks were placed here. Simply because it would be very, very bad idea to be able to do this sort of thing, but it does look like Mr. Top, who is starting down the bottom left side of the map and is gone up to the top right side of the map very, very fast, yes, is actually going to be doing some sort of crazy cannon rush. Let's introduce Top very, very quickly, just for the hell of it. He is 24 years of age, from China, plays not currently part of a team, but man, he's doing some crazy, crazy stuff out here. And yes, this expansion is not going to be doing all that well. It's going to get owned fairly quickly. Whether or not he can crawl his way up here with the cannons, I am not sure, but definitely that expansion is in a bad way. He's managed to get a drone out. Probably will be building a third base off of that, but the probe is chasing it, so no doubt going to stop that from being built. Of course, there are a couple more lava down there, and the lava do belong to Mr. Czech, 21 years of age, from South Korea, plays for the Wei Spider team. And man, that cannon nearly got owned. Oh, he's got to watch it here. Those lava, they all die. So it's just going to be this worker down here and a couple of overlords scooting all around the place. And Top, of course, does have an expansion coming down. Does have his gateway, his first gateway coming out. So yeah, looking pretty good. We've got a queen up the top side who should be able to do some damage. But it's going to take so long for all 5 of these pylons to be destroyed. And of course the Lings can't help because it's just going to be bad news. But the Spine Queller is definitely going to make things a lot faster. So not a completely crazy sort of option that's really, really going to knock Czech out of the game. But is going to delay him by a significant, significant margin. You can see his 25 workers over 24. And Top is going to start to explode in terms of the macro very, very soon, and Czech is going to be way behind. Spine Queller doing quite a bit of damage here. Oh, the drone finally coming back, and the probe chasing it all the way back here, just in time to build another cannon, but really needs pylons back here, I guess. However, eventually the Spine Queller will be able to take all these guys out no matter what he does, so yeah, just delaying the inevitable there, stopping the expansion from being laid down for as long a time as is possible, and maybe building a pylon back there wouldn't be a bad idea as well, but for now it's going to hold off a little bit longer, So yes, and the Spine Queller, I don't know if it can actually reach this pylon from the top ground, so units are going to have to go down, and then the cannons will have their day. Ooh. No, there we go, there's a nice range on that guy, and the Spine Queller actually in range of the cannons. So, what is Mr. Top doing on the backside while all this craziness is happening? Just getting his basic tech up and running. Doing a couple of cannon expansion stuff. Getting his income up. Really going to be pushing out those workers as fast as he can. Of course, he is delayed quite badly because he went through all this cannon rush shenanigans, but still, he is currently preparing for the aftershock, I think, and it's going to be all of these Lings suddenly running across the map and just going absolutely batshit on the front of his base. But I think he is pretty well prepared for that. 2 cannons, bunch of sentries, I think he should be fine. They're probably going to get there before Ling speed comes up, but when you're bashing your brain against a wall, speed doesn't really help you that much. It doesn't increase your attack speed, so yeah, it's not really going to make too much of a difference. But instantly Czech going for the expansion and going for the third base, so he knows he needs to catch up quite quickly. And the Ling is going to be shooing over to the third base, not seeing a third base location there. And instantly he's like, well, there's not much I can do about this. So I just got to sit back and macro the hell up. And he doesn't have all that much catching up to do. But then again, he does, because at this point you'd expect the Zerg player to be 50 plus workers. And he's only at 37. So he's going to have to push nice and hard. He's only going to have to push nice and hard for a small amount of time. The question is, what is Top going to be able to do in the next few minutes, which is going to screw Czech over? I mean, Czech is just starting the period where he's going to be boosting his macro up. Top has been doing that for some time, and you can see his income is quite decent. And now he's at the point, you can see he's building 6 gateways there, and I'd almost say that he could afford to build off all of these 6 gateways consistently with the amount of income that he's getting. Maybe, maybe not. It's hard to tell, but regardless, he's going to be putting out a ton of units very, very quickly. And whether or not Czech will be able to deal with that is a question that we need to ask ourselves. He has put out a roach warren, he is getting out roaches, and that is going to be good. But if we see something like mass stalkers or immortals or anything like that coming out in the next couple of minutes, it could be quite painful. Looks like stalkers are going to be coming out. And level 1 weapons, he's managed to get that rolling as well, just about to finish. So very, very nice stuff. The Lings dicing around, but they're not going to be able to penetrate. And we've actually got a completely closed loop here. So even when the main army moves away, which it is currently doing, there is no chance of these Lings getting in here. They could... the roaches, though, the roaches have a very, very good chance of getting them opening a door right there. And it's going to be bumping those back a little bit, but the main action definitely happening over here. A very large amount of forces coming in, looking to take out this third base, but somehow Czech has managed to get a decent amount of roaches. Whether or not it will be enough, I'm not sure, because that is a decent amount of stalkers as well, and they do have level 1 weapons. But the Lings coming in beautifully timed at the backside, and they are causing all sorts of chaos. Force fields are holding off very, very nicely though, and so far Top doing a pretty good job of taking care of these roaches. A lot of units being thrown at him at the moment, but he's holding off beautifully. And now all he needs to do is just keep the pressure on. Army-wise, he's actually down by a decent amount, man. Czech bouncing back from that early cannon pressure. Insane, absolutely insane amount of bouncing back. He's doing a phenomenal job getting this many roaches out. Getting this many roaches out off the back foot that he was on. And just sheer perseverance may actually take Czech out to win this game. I would have thought that Top would just jump in and start rolling over him at this point in the game, but Czech has managed to get an insane army out there. Absolutely insane numbers, and I'm no longer sure that Top can actually make this happen. He may fold under this sheer numbers of roaches, and look at this beautiful play here. He desperately needs Blink to get out of this. He does not have Blink yet. The roaches getting in there, streaming through. The force field's holding some of them. Not holding all of them though, but the ones that come through are getting owned by the stalkers. Sort of owned anyway. Oh, he's going to cut him off here. The stalker's in a very, very bad position. No amount of force fields are going to save him at this point. He just needs to get out of there, but the roaches are physically blocking his path. And that is it. Look at this army get absolutely demolished by Czech. Just, oh man, that was so awesome. So friggin'... And those stalkers had level 1 weapons as well. These guys, no upgrades except for speed, but just sheer numbers took Czech to a victory in that battle. And now he is going to start putting the pressure. And Top getting an immortal out. I think well past time that he started getting those immortals out, because he's definitely going to need them. Bunch of zealots going in there, taking care of that pesky spine pole, which somehow has 4 kills already. But I don't think it's going to help. The roaches just going on in. Force field slowing them down. But they're still attacking a whole crap load of stuff. The pylons are going to go down. The cannons are going to go down. No, actually the roach numbers dying enough to the point where it's actually going to be falling back. Taking care of some workers as well, but the roach numbers coming straight out. And man, with that defense, has Top found a bit of a second win? Definitely. He's no longer anywhere close to being in the lead in any capacity in this game. Czech has just completely gone absolutely mental, man. Absolutely mental. And it shows, man. 60 workers. He's got a ton of roaches coming out. His army size is huge. His income is huge. He's just absolutely went nuts. Maybe Top should have gone for a third base when he was in such a good position. I don't know. I really, really don't. But there was already Ling pressure. As soon as the cannons were down, there was already Ling pressure. So it was going to be very, very hard for him to do anything about that. So I'm not sure what the answer is here. I mean, I'm really, really not sure what Top could have done in this position, except just done better, just better with quotation marks around it. I have no idea how, but Czech just has absolutely blown me away in this game by how quickly he macroed up those roach forces, how quickly he got out his income, how quickly he's done everything so far. He came from a bad position into an excellent position in almost no time at all. And top from a good position as just, by the time he got his forces across the map, Czech had already just completely blown him away. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think top has much of a chance at any point in this game. Well, from now on anyway. I mean, there's Hydras coming out, so the Immortals are already counted. There are a decent amount of Immortals though, and a decent amount of Stalkers, but yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. I think the main reason that top went down is he just did not anticipate the roaches. He did not anticipate the full roach pressure that came out. It was a massive, massive amount of roaches. And he had Stalkers, but he needed Immortals. He needed to jump into a robotic facility at the same time that he was building his natural expansion. You need to get the Immortals out extremely fast. But he didn't, and that was why he went down before. So he's definitely made up for it now, but I don't know whether he's realised that Hydras are on the map. I think he may have seen them. And now that if he realises Hydras are on the map, he's got to go for Colossus. Absolutely has to go for Colossus. Not currently going for Colossus though, which makes me think that he is going to go and end up in a very, very messy death very, very soon. So yeah, it's just a matter of time. I mean, upgrades wise, yeah. It is 1 versus 1. He's just about to get level 2. Czech only just starting level 2, but I don't think it's going to make a difference. I mean, you look at the numbers here. Top is just waiting to die. He doesn't even know it yet, but I don't know. We've had seemingly miraculous turnarounds already when Czech turned it around. Maybe top can do the same. I'm not expecting it to happen, but that was a nice play to be able to get the high ground. He's going to put force fields over here. That was a beautiful, beautiful play by top to get this beautiful high ground position. He's going to be able to snipe the hatchery. Is he going to get out of here though? The last time he went up here, he got completely trapped and his forces got overwhelmed. Czech moving around at the bottom side for a bit of a flank. There's not that many units. These guys coming through the force fields. A ton of Hydras, absolutely ton. They're shredding the forces. And top trying to fall back in an orderly fashion, but there's just too much damage and the forces are way too fast for him. So whether he retreats in an orderly fashion or whether he just runs for his life like he's doing now, he is losing a ton of units right now. And we've even got some Vipers out just to make some things fun. Reinforcements come out, it does not even matter. Czech just got to keep pushing on. His Hydras are demolishing everything, absolutely demolishing. And I think it's just a case of top not realizing what the play was at the critical points in this game. I mean, when he was moving in with that early group of Stalkers and Sentries, he did not realize the play was going to be a roach counter. And that screwed him because he did not do the things that he needed to do to counter those roaches, which would go out and start chrono boosting some Immortals out. And then again, when the Hydras were the name of the game, when Czech was building a crap ton of them, he did not realize that the play was Hydras. And he just kept building Stalkers and Immortals and didn't even build a robotics facility or a robotics bay, whatever it's called. So just did not realize that that's what he needed to do. And didn't do it and ended up losing. And that's it. Game done. And Czech is your victor. Just, man, crazy, crazy macro from Czech. Coming off the back post, coming off the bad position, and just absolutely beautiful play from him. So that's it. Thank you very much for watching this game. I do hope you enjoyed it. And yes, we've definitely learned why this plate is there. For the longest time, I couldn't figure it out. I figured it out and then I forgot again, but now we realize it's so you can't just completely block off the lower ramp with like pylons and crap like that, because that's very nasty attack. You still managed to do it going around that plate, but yeah, it didn't. Yeah, it was a bit dodgier. So anyway, that's it. Game done. Thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you guys tomorrow with another game. Stay tuned.